Ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between and on beyond, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited here as a representative of the Rosen Comet Project and the Starwood Festival to bring to the stage, to our live stream, a very exciting guest. Joining me from the Rosen Comet Project will be Princess Petal, also known as Miss Nancy, and our exceptionally special guest is Erica Sodos. Erica the Enchantress, Erica the Psychic, Erica person who manifests sanctuary with animals and magic, and I can't wait for you to meet her. So let's bring them on. Ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between, Princess Petal and Erica the Enchantress. Yay!
Yay, thanks, Mandy. What a nice introduction. Yay, we're all here.
It's working. The magic of the internet is cooperating with us today.
Hooray.
That's good.
Yay! We even have a person watching. Hello, watcher. Thanks
One
for
person
watching.
so far.
One person so far.
Come on, Mercury. Remember we talked about Mercury the other day? Let's bring Mercury. Communication. Come on, more people. Watch this.
We love you, one person.
We love you. We love you.
Tell us where you're coming in from. You know, give us a comment in the chat. Let us know what's going on. Yay.
Yeah, one person. Tell us where you are.
Yay. I'm trying to see what's going on with my Facebook stream, actually. I might need to restart this. It's saying we're having trouble shooting to Facebook, so that might be why we're only getting one viewer. It might be a YouTube viewer.
They're watching on YouTube. The one person. Are you watching YouTube? My sense is they're on YouTube, but not Facebook.
Why is it not? I'm heading over to Facebook to see what's going on, and we might have to go live again. I don't know. Yeah, it's not working for some reason.
Because you probably get more watchers on Facebook, I'm sure, than YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do. Absolutely, we do. Get more watchers on Facebook than we do.
Yes.
YouTube. Well, this is embarrassing. Yes, Gregory Colasanti is watching, and he is watching from the YouTube.
Yeah, so we're probably not on Facebook. Should I look and see if it's on Facebook? Should I go to my Facebook page and see?
I'm looking at it. It's not there. Like, it says going live in 0 seconds, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we might have.
Yeah, Gregory, please come back.
Let me see if I can add it back before we do that. Let me see if I can add it back.
You could click back on. I get this screen that says this content isn't available right now. That's what I got before too, yesterday, like when I tried it. Is that what it's supposed to say?
No, but I just canceled the stream via StreamYard, and so it might be working now. Let me see.
Oh no.
Let me see. So, Erica, how's your day been so far, besides this little kerfuffle?
It's good. It's good. I went out and did some things. It's raining. It's been raining and raining and raining and raining and raining and raining all day, and it's cold. It's like 50 degrees. I love it. We need the rain.
Oh, good.
What about you?
I'm good, and I'm thrilled to say that we are now live on Facebook. And Joanne Schnell reacted to it. She gave it a heart. So
we are?
The old link didn't work, so I'm gonna share this one to the Facebook group. So Nancy and Erica talk to each other while I share things.
The link I shared on Facebook isn't that link's not working. There's a new link, so the link in the post I shared is not correct. Is that right?
That is correct. Do you want me to email you back the link, the correct link, the new link right now?
Maybe I should. What do you think? Oh, we'll just do it later, I guess. The people won't be live then because that link's not going to work. I said click that link earlier.
I just emailed it back to you if you want to check your email. And Nancy, give Starwood a plug while Erica checks her email if she wants to.
I'm just going to put it in that. I'm just going to write a comment on the post I made and say, this is the correct link. I'll just do that maybe.
You're smart. You're a very smart lady.
Not tech savvy, but anyway. I guess Gregory's still there and we have somebody on.
We have 5 people watching now. So hi, thanks for watching, everybody. Tell us where you're watching from and tell us how your day's gone. We're getting started here, and we have Erica Sodos from Colorado, like Gregory is also from Colorado, and we're going to talk about magic.
Okay, this is the correct link. I just posted the correct link. Okay,
Yay.
cool.
Yay! So, Erica, what's going on? How are you doing?
I am really well. What about you two?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to be here tonight with you, Erica, and I can't wait to see you at Starwood this summer, live and in person.
I know, I'm so excited. It's going to be great. Very magical for those of you who know, who've been there.
Yeah, I'm really excited to, be able to have the live event this year, and and the fact that we will also have a virtual component to the festival this year for the people who, for whatever reason, can't make it this year. With the pandemic, still going on and stuff, some people aren't comfortable, so we will have that virtual option for that, and for people who just don't enjoy camping
Right.
as much,
or aren't ready to emerge from the isolation yet.
For me, the camping is a huge part of the transformational process of the festival. So I really enjoy it, but it's rough that week because you're without all the comforts that we've grown used to as a society. And I really think that it resets my clock, and just I always feel rejuvenated.
Yeah, I don't think we're meant to be living inside of boxes all the time, like with so much electricity and buzzing and not being outside. That's so healing. And the land is so blessed, and there are fireflies everywhere. I'm sorry to say, I think that might be my favorite part, is just because we don't have fireflies in Colorado. And oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, there's a lot to love, but the fire, just being outside and walking everywhere, and so healing.
Yeah.
For sure.
You work with nature and fairies. You're going to teach a workshop at Starwood about fairies, aren't you? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. I'm going to teach 2 workshops and do a magic show at Starwood. And one of the workshops is fairy lore and magic, which I actually created during the pandemic. A lot of people asked me to do it, so I did a lot of virtual workshops. And our Princess Petal, Nancy here, you love fairies. I think you actually came to that and said, oh, you should do this at Starwood. I feel like I've done, every summer I do like completely different types of workshops, but I've always had a love of fairies. And if you want a little while, I could actually share a magic effect that's about my introduction to fairies. But yeah, I consider myself an animist. If anyone's familiar with that term, animist is the idea that everything is alive, and not just human and non-human animals, but plants and everything. And so I feel like fairies and nature spirits are just kind of one step away from that. So in the workshop, we're going to talk about what I think the most important aspect is how to connect with nature beings, fairies and pixies and gnomes and sprites and that kind of thing. And also just the different lore of fairies, because what's so cool about them is every culture has them, right? Like Asia, Europe. I mean, the most famous fairies are probably like Celtic the Celtic lore I love. But I'm Eastern European, and there's huge fairy lore, and there's African fairies. And so we'll talk about that and, how humans have categorized them and whatever people really want to delve into. So hopefully when they leave the workshop, they'll have more understanding of what they are and also more ease and tools in how to connect with that realm.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
That's so exciting. Are you giving that workshop at Starwood this year?
Yeah, live.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about it earlier, Nancy, that when you schedule the location, because for those who haven't been to Starwood, one of the really cool things about Starwood is the locations. Some of the workshops are just in these little magical groves, of trees, and it's so enchanting. And I'm hoping that my location for that will be somewhere so we can actually, try to pick up on, I might lead everyone through a sort of process to open to that realm.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
There's some really nice presenter spots that are right in the middle of the trees. So, my friend Anna's watching. Let's say hi to my friend Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Anna's watching. She came to Starwood last time we were there. I got her some bagels today, so we had bagels. It's hard as Jews in Pittsburgh. I don't actually think she's Jewish. She's not Jewish. I'm Jewish, but it's hard to find a good bagel here.
I'm Jewish too. Yeah, yes. You were in Pittsburgh. I'm in Colorado. The more east you are, probably the better the bagels.
How are your bagels in Colorado?
I like them because I'm really easy to please. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, it's not fluffy enough. So I think they're fine, personally.
And they're a naturally vegan food.
Exactly, unless you get an Asiago or something like that. Just so you know, vegans, I'm vegan. You can eat bagels. You can eat everything. But that's a naturally plant-based, right?
Yay!
Yay!
I'm gonna put some of your links in the chat so people can find cool stuff, cool things to find you.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I've been making a lot of videos lately on divination, so they're really fun because I have a monthly psychic show that I was doing. I kind of didn't do it a lot over the last year, but we're starting again in July, last Saturday in July, if you're local. But so much of what I do is really about empowering people to believe in their own magic. So I've been doing these divinations where I have people choose, I'll stand there with different flowers and I'll say, choose a flower. And then I'll give them a divination on the flower, because the word divination actually doesn't mean to tell you the future. Divination actually is from Latin and it means to be inspired by a god, or just to be inspired. I like to think of it, whether or not God is in your, your language, your way of being. And so they're really fun. So thank you for sharing all those links. Yeah. YouTube, my website.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them. I'll try and time when I share them, when we talk about, because I have pictures to show and we're going to talk about things like what you do. I don't understand what you do. I just know you're pretty and I like you.
Aww. And I'm a sister Jew too.
That's true. A Jew with exceptionally pagan leanings.
Exactly. You're a Jewish?
I'm not really a practicing witch. I'm more of a. But yeah, I've been known to enjoy a nice Jewish from time to time. It was terrible. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for those nice words. So you're wanting to know what I do, or you just
what do you do? I'm excited to see you at Starwood, but what is it like? What's the magic you do? What's
okay?
I'm just curious, your whole thing. Nancy knows you better. She could ask better targeted questions, I'm sure. So,
do you want me to? So I'll try to answer that, and then Nancy can chime in. We're East Coast Jews. We're probably a lot more talkative than she is, so we're just like, okay. Anyway, so
she holds her own. I
know she does. I know. So okay. So my passion is kind of where real magic meets performance magic. So like MAGICK meets MAGIC, you know. But I also make my living as a performer. I'm a magician, right? So I do magic effects. And then I have a psychic show or a mentalist show monthly at this nightclub. I'm also a speaker, and I incorporate magic into like into motivating people, because magic, the premises of magic, you know, I always say a truth in one area is a truth in all areas, you know, so it kind of applies to so many different places. I play different characters. I do magic. I lead workshops. My foundation, my background is theater. So I'm also an actress and a theater educator. Like, I've written plays. I also, oh gosh, what was I going to say about the acting? Yeah. So I went to Greece. It's funny. I haven't worn this shirt in like 100 years. I've been thinking about getting rid of it. I got it in Athens. And when I went to Greece, I spent months and months and months there researching the ancient Greek theaters. You know, most people just go to Greece to like drink and lay on the beach. And I went to all these ancient theaters because the ancient Greeks saw theater in the same way that we see therapy, right? It was catharsis. That's a Greek word, catharsis. And I would see plays and I'd like ruminate and try to like tap into that. So I kind of guess I see performance, and you're a musician, Man Dee. Maybe you see it that way. I mean, when I go to concerts, it's a fucking church. You know what I mean? Like those people, like I've seen concerts where it literally looks like those people are praying, you know, like, so
if you're doing it right. Yeah. If you're doing it right. Yeah.
Performance is like, but I mean, obviously I do magic shows that are just regular. Like I do corporate events and I do different, so people aren't necessarily always hiring me but that's what I'm doing anyway, like as a performer, and all my workshops that I do. You know what I mean?
It's like you're hiding in plain sight. You're like really doing magic and like doing performance magic.
Trying
simultaneously. Yeah. It's exciting.
Trying to heal the world. Yeah. With my little way of trying to make the world better, you know. And then with the sanctuary magic that you mentioned at the beginning, I am definitely an activist. I've always been an activist, and I've kind of gone through different periods. And while I work hard for different causes, my main focus, I'd say, is animal justice. Mm-hmm. And so I work part-time at an animal sanctuary, leading tours, introducing, these are some of my friends. This is Finn and Teddy, they're sheep. And so I introduce people to animals. And then I started during the pandemic doing sanctuary magic tours. And actually I started a sanctuary magic video series where my friend videoed me, another animal rights activist videoed me doing magic with the animals at different sanctuaries, and then making videos to educate people about how important animals are, how they're worthy of, you know, justice. Because I'm sure a lot of you know, thank you for sharing that. I know a lot of you know that the treatment of animals is horrific. So I'm trying to help them.
Well, I'm going to show some of these photos then. Let's look at some of these pictures, if that's okay with you.
Oh, please. Yeah. I think you have Lily. I can't wait to show you Lily.
I have, well, this is the one I have right now.
Oh yeah. So these are the tea girls. They're so cute. That's me doing magic. So this is, so that turkey right there, right? That's chamomile and Darjeeling. So Darjeeling with her beak colored in that book. So turkeys, chickens, birds in general don't have hands. So like I'm really dangerous at museums. Is anyone on here as bad as me? Type in yes if you're like me. Like I'm dangerous at museums. I want to touch everything. It's actually bad. I have to like stick my hands in my pants. But anyway, so yeah, Terry Owens. Yay, Terry. Nice to see you. And so they only they peck to, like when people come and they're wearing gold or diamond rings, they'll peck at it because they're trying to experience it, right? Because they don't have hands. So I say so I show the coloring book and it's black and white, and then Darjeeling, yes, Penny's the same way. Penny, you know what I mean? I just want to touch things. And so this Darjeeling does too. And she'll like tap it. And so she colors in the book. It's so cute. And then they take the colors back. These tea girls, if you ever are in Erie, Colorado, I'd love to introduce you to them. They're so fun. They're lap turkeys. Literally, they'll get in your lap and cuddle. And they were rescued from a factory farm where they were going to be eaten.
Aww.
Yep. And all animals, most animals that humans eat are like babies, you know, or children. So they were only a couple months old. They were going to be eaten at Thanksgiving, and now they're rescued, and they're so fun. I am in love with turkeys. Like literally, I think they're pure magic. Like I could go. I don't want to take all the time, but I could probably talk about turkeys for a half hour. Like how cool they are.
Well, we have a couple others. I mean, who's this guy?
Oh my God, this is Lily. She's a girl.
And who's this girl?
Yeah, and please add. Yes, look at that little girl. She's so cute. She's so obviously a girl. So just kidding. But let me tell you. And if you have a question, Terry or Penny or anyone, type it in about the turkeys or pigs. So this is Lily. And does anybody have a dog? Nancy or Mandy, do you have a dog who likes to get their belly rubbed? Either of you? No?
Oh, yeah. Pumpkin seed. Yeah, he's all about it. Yeah.
So pumpkin seed, it's nothing. So Lily is almost 800 pounds. And when I do tours and she's standing, she literally, we start petting her. She goes belly up, just like a dog will. And we're screaming because, okay, go watch out. Lily's going belly up. She's going belly up, literally, because like she loves to get up, but if she she stepped on my feet and it can hurt. And she'll literally go belly up and she'll lay like this, and there'll be like 10 people petting her belly. And she snorts. I call it a snurr because it's a cross between a purr and a snort. And it's like the cutest freaking sound. And she loves getting her belly rubbed. She is so cute. I love her so much. Just look at how adorable she is. And her eyes are this crystal clear blue. And you probably can't see, but she has these white, thick eyelashes. And she and her friend Lizzie were also rescued from a factory. So there's these activists. We didn't do it. The sanctuary didn't do it, but they went in and they actually rescued dying pigs that were like this big. They were like the size of a chihuahua when they were rescued. They were dying on the floor in a factory, and
oh, jeez.
Now they live here. I love pigs. No, Mandy, like, have you ever met a pig? Like, they're awesome.
Honestly, I'm sad to say I don't have that many pigs in my acquaintance.
So I feel like you would like pigs. Nancy, have you ever met a pig?
I have.
I don't know. Did you become friends or no?
It was dependent on the pig's personality.
Exactly. People always ask that on the tour. Are they all friendly? I'm like, are all people sweet and friendly?
Just like people. I've met friendly pigs and not so friendly ones. There was a giant pig on the farm across the street from my uncle's that we used to ride. You know, he used to let us ride on his back. I was really little, so
wait, the pig liked it? Like he's like, get on my back?
Yeah, he would like come right up to you and let you climb on his back, and we would like ride him around. He just loved playing with little kids.
Pigs are really, really playful. Like when they first come, we've had some pigs come as they came as she wrote about Charlotte's Web. Exactly, right? It shows the sentience. And that's kind of what we're trying to do, is show how important these animals are, you know, and make the world better for them because they're so amazing. Like pigs are sassy, right? Like they play tricks on each other. And did you know pigs are like one of the smartest animals in the world? Like up there with elephants and orcas. And they make their beds and they dream and they snuggle and again, okay, sorry. Pigs. I love them. Look at her. She's like my best friend. One of them.
I remember a couple years ago when we had Vermin Supreme come and speak, and we ended up like getting a local farm to bring a pony for him to experience, because that's a part of his whole thing is like if he's ever elected president, Vermin Supreme promises a pony for every house or something. So we got a pony in every yard. And so we ended up getting a pony on the stage with us for a talk. And the pony took, a dump on the stage, and it was hilarious. And I kind of felt bad for the pony because the pony was a little nervous, especially when Vermin got like unnaturally excited about it.
Well, that pony actually did have severe anxiety, and it traveled with an emotional support goat.
Oh, I remember the goat. Yeah, he came on stage with a goat. You're right.
Anywhere without the goat. Pony's okay if he had his goat, but he couldn't travel with it. Wouldn't go anywhere without the goat.
It's also, oh yeah, Josh, we'll get to the palmistry too. Josh was asking about the palmistry, but I want to say something also, like it's not natural probably for a pony to go on stage. I mean, ponies are from horses and they just want to like run wild. So I think a lot of the animals, it's natural that they would that pony would have anxiety because they're probably like, can I just go run in a pasture, please?
Well, now, yeah, I mean, I was thinking, well, maybe we should see if that same farm could bring Erica some animals to do magic with, but that would probably not be fitting with your ethos.
Exactly, because like we say at the sanctuary, like we actually, when I start tours, I'm like, and we're guests in their home. We don't make them do anything. We just let them like kind of like how you would with your dog. Although some people do magic.
Amen.
Dogs, but.
Yeah. Huzzah. Should we move on to some palmistry or I don't know what else we want to talk about, but we have all these really pretty pictures of you doing magic and stuff. So
yeah, you're going to do a palmistry workshop at Starwood.
Right? Yes. Yep. And we're gonna do. I used to do a lot before the pandemic, a lot of psychic parties, and so a lot of that was group palm reading. Like people would always want me to do the one-on-one readings, right? Which I'm happy to do, but I think it's less efficient and fun. So what we're going to talk about, and so Joshua, we're talking about this now, and I'll kind of just talk a little bit about how I see palmistry and how we're going to do the workshop. So it's based on a lot of things. And is anyone familiar, either watching this or Mandy and Nancy, with a term called doctrine of signatures? It's actually from plant medicine. Is anyone familiar with that term? Type in yes if anyone knows that term. Nancy and Mandy, do you know that term?
No.
I don't. What's it called?
Okay, it's called doctrine of signatures. And what it is the idea that how plants grow reveals their. Hey, Terry knows that. So Terry, are you a gardener? Are you a nature person? So doctrine of signatures, yes or no? Exactly. So doctrine of signatures is the idea that how a plant grows reveals the medicine. I teach it in oh my God, Terry's an herbalist. I'm so into plants. I'm doing an herb program now. I love. So anyway, we'll have to talk if you're at Starwood. So anyway, is she coming to Starwood, Terry? Terry, are you coming to Starwood? Definitely. Awesome. I can't wait to meet you. And so the doctrine of signatures is the idea that, right, for those who don't know, that how plants grow kind of reveal their medicine. So it's a very intuitive process. So I see palm reading intuitively as well. So what we're going to do, it's really hard. It's kind of like trying to memorize like when you first get into tarot, for those of you into tarot, trying to memorize every card in the deck. Like that's a lot. It's better to understand symbology and then, intuitively understand like, okay, this is a 3 and this is a pentacle. Pentacles mean this and 3s mean this. So the way we're going to do palm reading is it's going to be really, really fun and it's going to be interactive, right? And it's going to be intuitive, like the shape of your fingers reveals something that is obvious of the shape of your fingers. So I'm sorry, I could go real heady, but doctrine of signatures is specifically about plants, right? I'm just using it as an analogy because what's so cool about palm reading is you don't need anything. And once you leave this workshop, can not only understand your own hands, but those around you, your friends, your family, if you are potentially dating someone or you want to kind of get a sense. So like, for instance, everybody now who's watching and the 2 lovely humans on this call, like look at the shape of your hand, right? Just look at the shape. And so there's 4 major shapes, right? And we're going to go obviously more into detail in the workshop, but there's round, oval, square, and long, right? So there's earth, air, fire, water, round, square, right? And and there's different, right? You would do detail. So is there anyone who's watching who has like a really, really long palm, like really long fingers and a long palm? Anybody? Nancy, what's yours like? Why don't you show us your palm? Maybe, Mandy. Okay, so put your fingers together Wow. So just intuitively, somebody watching, it definitely looks like Nancy has really long fingers and a long palm, right? Because like, look at mine. I have really tiny hands, actually. So Nancy, like, you have the oval hand, right? Like, I would call that a water hand. So to me, you're someone who like is very sensitive, right? And so young people don't know who Dear Abby is, but you two are old enough to know Dear Abby, right? Mandy, I know you're younger than me, but Nancy. So you remember, Nancy, you're kind of like the Dear Abby of the group. So Nancy, do people come to you with their problems often? Does that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Like dumping on you, and maybe you're not so good with boundaries, right? How are your boundaries?
They're getting better.
Okay, good. Because people with those long hands are very empathic. They walk into a room and they take on people's energies. So it's like a really good hand to like before you go into a room where there's going to be a lot of like weird energy, to do like a protection, like put an egg around you energetically, right? Because the long hands are so sensitive, they just suck up people's energy. And if you're not aware, you won't know why you feel so crappy, but it's like Jane right next to you. Sorry if there's a Jane watching, right? So we'll talk about the shape of our hands. And now we can also like look at the fingers and you know, so we're going to look at the lines, but we're going to also talk about fingers. So does anybody have a pinky that's really short? So the normal place, the most average place for the pinky is at that first line. Mandy, can you make your hand a little? Oh, so Mandy, look at you. Like, you have really small hands, right? So
Yeah.
you have tiny hands like me. You also have square hands. So small hands mean that you have big vision, like you're a visionary, right? Because small hands are generally visionaries and large hands are really good with detail. And you also have a square hand, which is really interesting because you're obviously creative, but because you're leading this technology, shows that even though you're very creative, you're also like, you've got good stick-to-itiveness. You're going to really be loyal and stand up for who you believe in and what you believe in. And also you can kind of like do this, because square hands are actually earth hands. Do you feel like you're kind of like, do you consider yourself, like, I know this is going to sound like a dumb question, but do you seem really grounded? Do you feel grounded?
I generally feel grounded. Yeah. I don't like doing a bunch of like psychedelics or whatever because I feel like it ungrounds me. So I generally steer away from getting drunk or anything else. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and Joshua just asked a question, so I want to address that. We are going to do markers like, obviously shape and lines. We're going to talk about, are you talking about like grills and stars? And because we will talk about that. I think that's what he's talking about. Like, because so there's different marks on the hand, like lines want to be clear, lines want to be just nice and clear. And so when they have different kinds of markings, like downward lines at that period of your life are usually stress, upward lines. I like to start, Joshua, I'm assuming that people don't have a lot of palmistry experience. And so I think starting with what's easier, like shape and the fingers, like, are the fingers flat or the fingers straight? And then, fate line and intuition line and sun lines and health lines. All of those. Yeah, I like what he's saying. So I hope you come to the class, the workshop, and add all your beautiful wisdom to that, right? Because it's on our bodies. So it obviously is a part of us and how we emit our energy and our personality, right? Like your dominant hand is what you're manifesting and your non-dominant hand is your potential. And in the workshop, we could talk about how we could bring our potential more into the world, because sometimes we don't do that. And like a really cool marking on the finger is the W or the M, which could be really cool for the Starwood crowd. Joshua, are you into the M, the M or the W, which is like witch, or I guess M for magician? And it's made with the lifeline and then the headline, and then it goes up like this with the fate line and then goes down. So if you have yeah, we'll talk about mounds, all that stuff. I mean, obviously, this is just like a 45-minute or whatever thing. So we're not going into the details. So
yeah, this isn't the workshop itself. We're just talking about, Erica as a presenter,
Thanks,
Erica as a performer, Erica as an artist. If you actually want to hear the whole workshop, I just popped a link in the chat to go to starwoodfestival.com, and you can buy a ticket.
You should come,
virtual or in person. So we're doing it both this year. So
and
come virtual to the event or to the in-person event if you want to come camp with us in the woods and run into some fairies at the workshop. And
and I'm like 5 planets in Libra, thanks Mandy, so I'm like trying to please Joshua now, but yes, I understand every mound. I am as woo as you can get, so I get that this is the Jupiter finger and the middle finger is the Saturn finger, and this is Mars, and this is Mercury. We were talking about Mercury earlier. Like, I'm really into like the planets, and I see everything is connected, right? Today's the day of the sun. This finger is associated with the sun. Yeah. I'm reading. Thanks.
Yeah, and we can ask all the questions we want at the. So we had a question, Terry. I think maybe Nancy. Can you answer? Do we know yet if?
Yes. Erica will be one of the virtual workshops.
Okay, cool. So yeah, even if you can't come in person.
Yeah, if you can't come in person, at least one of her workshops will be on the virtual ticket. Maybe more. We haven't scheduled them all yet, but she is on the definite list that we want her on the main stage for a workshop. We'll be broadcasting all the workshops from the main stage.
Awesome.
Oh, okay, cool. So one of them at least will be on there.
Yeah, so at least one from Erica is going to be on the virtual ticket.
Sweet. So, Terry, I guess never saw that M before. So,
do you have it, Terry? Terry's has the magic witch marking. It's like leadership, and like I like to think of it as magic personally. Like you have this. I would think a lot of people at Starwood would have it.
I'm still going to ask you to look at my palm.
Would you say what? What did you say?
I said, I'm still going to ask you to look at my palm.
Of course. You're bringing me to Starwood. Of course I'm going to.
Dear Abby.
And Regis. Hey, Mr. Regis. Regis is going to tell you all his problems, Nancy. Hope that's okay. Being that you're Dear Abby.
What do you want to log into, Regis? You're logged in. You're as logged in as you can get. Is
he coming?
Oh, do you want to come on the show? I'll shoot you a link. Do you want me to shoot him a link? Do you want to talk to Regis?
Is that what he means, or
maybe that's what he needs? Yeah, should we invite him? Do we like him that much?
Oh yeah,
we love Regis, but
I like him, but I have unnatural feelings for him. So,
you have what? Wait, what did you just say? You what?
Unnatural feelings for Regis.
Wow.
I so want to hear more about that.
I'm teasing. I'll tell you in private.
Regis is complex. We know that.
Regis, I'm sending you a link. If you want to come on, you're welcome. You can join this magic girl party.
I like you too. I hope
so. Everyone knows Regis is our magic sound guy at Starwood that makes all of our concerts sound so good.
Is he coming back? Of course he is. He's always there. He's like been since forever.
Yeah.
I sent him a link. Regis, you're totally welcome. Just please wear headphones because we're already battling a little echo thing happening.
Is that because Nancy and I aren't? Yeah.
It's not so bad. I mute Nancy occasionally. I'm hoping she's not offended. Just wave at me, Nancy, if you want me to unmute you. Here, let's look at more pictures. Let's look at more.
Yeah.
Let's look at more
pictures. You have.
Well, we saw this one. What's this?
That's me doing. I do Earth magic shows. And so that's the Earth right there, and I'm levitating the Earth and talking about, how important she is. Gaia, our mom, I call her my mom, and my real mom, my other mom is somewhere dead. Anyway, alive in the spirit realm. But so that's like a fairy show. I just kind of showed that since I was doing a fairy workshop. I like to think of myself as a fairy delegate because I I wish I'm not obviously a full fairy, but I try to like speak for them, well.
Well, they haven't smited you yet, so I'm sure they don't mind. They seem to be okay with it. Yeah.
No, but I have
a
Domovic is a Russian household fairy, and I keep asking every night when I go to bed for them to clean, and still haven't done it. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Because a lot of fairies in lore did that,
I need one of those.
So this is I know, right? Domovic. So this is in front of the Mercury Cafe, which is a really great, if you live locally and you haven't been, it's like super awesome. I mean, this amazing venue. She's been there for 40 years and it's like super magical and witchy. And that's where I do my show. So it's outside. And this is a magic effect that I love to do with cards. I actually might do this magic effect. So I am performing on Starwood on Saturday evening. So maybe I'm doing something special that night too, but I'm not allowed to give it away. Ooh, yeah. I can't wait to know what it is.
I'll tell you afterwards, but the general public can't know.
Okay, when we're off the call.
Yeah.
You can see Erica's Magic Act in the Green Man Saturday night, right after the Circus of Purpose. So.
The Circus of Purpose. I love that name.
I like purposeful circuses.
Erica Sodos. Then on the main stage will be Primal Rhythm and Tuatha. So I love it. And a big surprise for Mandy.
And that's the same night as the big awesome bonfire, which of course is a huge part of Starwood.
Yes.
So if you like bonfires, if you like the Burning Man bonfire, this is a big ass bonfire. That
it is. It's not quite as big as the Burning Man, and a little easier to clean up. But
it's different. The whole event.
I like it. Yeah,
I like it too.
Oh, come back! There she is.
So that's the psychic show at the Mercury Cafe. I do a lot of. I have people in the audience just think of questions. They just kind of think of them, and then I look in the crystal ball and I pick up on the questions, and then I answer them, psychically in front of everybody, and it creates this kind of group empathy where literally, like, in front of a whole audience, we kind of get into the feelings of the person. And I've had people like crying and hugging people, like strangers. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of medicine. Actually, this part, the scrying, which for those of you who don't know, scrying is the ancient art of looking into something. It doesn't have to be a crystal ball. It can be, there's scrying mirrors or a bowl or a fire. You could scry in a flame,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what that's
water.
Water, yep. Smoke. And this is from my one of my speaking gigs. They sent me this photo after, and I kind of like it because it looks like I have a tail. It was actually the stairs were right there. I mean, that's not the best part of the photo, but it was a really big room, so they had the PowerPoint up, and this is one of my effects, which I don't know, maybe I'll do at Starwood, because I remember, I think after my show, people told me they really liked this at Starwood, but I have people talk about the dreams and wishes that they have. Again, I'm wanting to empower people in their lives. And so I have, they give me their dreams, and then I take the dreams and they go and they turn into butterflies and go everywhere. And so this is, you can see those are butterflies flying all over.
I like it because you look like you're a flamenco dancer.
I know. And it's weird. I also look like I'm in the screen and I have a tail. And a lot of fairies have tails. So
it's totally appropriate.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that all the pictures we have with this one, this one,
Might
this one,
Lily.
this one, that one? Did we look at that one? I love that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
that's also the Mercury Cafe in Denver. Thanks.
So do you go live from the Mercury Cafe or
We haven't.
Oh.
I don't. I should. I'm not. Will you be my tech person? Just kidding. I'm trying to embrace tech more, but no, we haven't. I know. Although I have to say, I've really enjoyed doing virtual events over this last year. As an introvert, I haven't minded everyone thinks I'm an extrovert because I'm so on and I love going, performing and stuff. But not all performers are like that. So,
Hey, Regis is here. I'm going to bring Regis on. Is that okay? Okay, here we go.
Of course.
Regis!
Yay!
Unmute yourself, Regis. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
The Regis. I like that he has a pronoun.
Now, can I hear anything?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah, we hear you. How are you?
He can't hear us. We can say anything we want about him. He wouldn't be able to hear unless he watched the replay.
Now we can't hear him either.
We can't hear him now either.
We heard him when he had his headphones on. Why doesn't he put them back?
What about now?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
That's
Well,
so
isn't that a
weird.
bitch? Oh, I can't say that on the air, can I?
Sign language.
I mean, it's not cable news.
Why can't I hear you?
I don't know. You're the one who's the most techie, probably, of all of us.
Sound guy.
Headphones, headset.
While he's trying to fix that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
You got it? Can you hear us?
It's Mercury retrograde, folks.
But there's a weird echo, and I don't have any other speakers on.
Is it off now? Is the echo
Nancy just
gone?
muted.
I just muted Nancy. Can you hear us now without an echo? Checkity check 1.
I
2.
can. I can hear you guys without an echo. I have an echo just on my voice, which is really weird.
We don't hear it.
We don't hear it.
Sweet.
Your voice sounds awesome.
So if I put Nancy back
Thank-
in, we might get a little bit of an echo. Just try to move past it.
True.
How's that? Check. Uno,
Beautiful.
tres. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Reg, thanks for joining us. What's going on in the world of the Reg?
I was not sure if we could log into this or not. I saw a lot of people that were watching the stream. There's a bunch of people watching the stream, but I wasn't sure that this was a log-inable feature.
No.
Not for most people. Not for most people. You're special.
You're special.
Just you.
Well, thank you very much. I wasn't aware it was just a girl chat either.
It just happened to be, It's Magic Girl Summer.
That's awesome. How's Erica today? I just tuned in about 10 minutes ago.
Good. It's nice to see you, Regis. I look forward to seeing you this summer.
I do too. I look forward to seeing you and hearing your new workshops.
Oh yeah, cool. You're gonna come.
Right?
Maybe you're doing sound. I don't know for them if they're.
Of course I am.
Yeah, they're new every summer. They always want me to do something different.
That's good.
Which I'm excited about, which I like.
Do we have the time for the main stage performance?
I'm green.
We don't have the times yet.
My
Not yet,
performance
okay.
is going to be in Green Man, right?
Yeah.
All of
Nancy?
them?
Her magic show is going to be performance will be in Green Man, but we'll have at least one of her workshops from the main stage that's going virtual.
Okay, that's cool.
We don't know when yet.
Yeah, we've never had the schedule done this early.
So you said it's going to be interactive.
Yeah.
We're going to interactive. So are we interacting online, or are we interacting in the real people world of the Starwood bubble?
Is this a question for me or Nancy? Me?
All of the girls.
Interactive women? Yeah.
I love that this has become a tech meeting.
Sorry.
No. I want to know how to get people involved that might not be there, right? That might not be able to attend the real world bubble.
But they could still come to the interactive, and
Yes.
we've discovered this last year how that can be a good experience for people.
Absolutely. I thoroughly agree. I think we're going to have fun.
Well, I guess if we're doing something live there and there's people interacting, I guess they're watching. If we don't see them, obviously they're going to be involved because, like in my workshops anyway, I could say whether you're watching virtually or you're here, do this or whatever. And that's what I do. Some of the fairy workshops I did, I guess I've done both. Both types of workshops I've done where people are in the room with Zoom, but some of them they're not. Like when Nancy, the fairy one you came to was a webinar kind of style, just like this, right? Remember that? It was actually a StreamYard, just like this.
Just like this.
Yeah, it was awesome.
really like that name, Americans Against Theocratic Fascism.
Yeah, that's what I was. She's like, yeah, they're excited about it. Americans Against Theocratic Fascism.
What are they the
excited
most
about it?
What are they the most excited about? What are you like? Do these workshops sound fun? Are you going to come? Because like I did during the last year at Starwood, it was virtual. I created a new show called the Magic Within Uprising. I sort of like made it about uprising and activism, and so I love that name.
Yeah, I hope folks come. I think we're doing okay on ticket sales. I'm pretty sure. Are we still running the $50 discount thing that we have going on? The buzz discount.
Starwood Buzz. Yeah. Yes. For one more. It'll for one more day. It expires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So hey, if you are on the fence about buying a ticket, if you buy your ticket for in the next 24 hours, is it Starwood Buzz? STARB star? Is it STARWOODBUZZ? All caps. All caps are okay. So this code is good for
Till Memorial Day.
$50 off through
till tomorrow
Memorial
night.
Day.
Yeah.
Which is tomorrow. Okay, so you could buy your ticket, and is that whether they're doing it live or virtual?
That's for the live.
That's
For the
for the live. The virtual tickets are $50, and that's for the whole week.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
There'll be 2 programming channels and a chat channel.
Oh,
4-hour chat channel.
Regis, I just thought of something about
Tell me. Tell me all about it, Enchantress.
about interactive, like I think most of us learn by doing. Like I was screaming the other day, like, when I will ever learn, like, how you have to make the mistake. Like, it doesn't matter that people keep telling you the plants aren't going to grow if there's not grow lights, and you use, because they're going to get spindly, but I had to do it. I had to plant hundreds of seeds and find out that they all, just to know that next year I have to have grow lights, and I can't. So anyway, blah, 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 interactive. I could do an interactive magic effect now and kind of show you how, even though we can't see people, or I can't see people, they're still participating. Should I do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this also reminds me of what I said earlier about how I got into fairies. Did you hear that part, Regis? Are you into fairies?
I did not.
Do you like fairies?
Well, it depends. If the real ones, yes.
Yeah.
I
So,
like real fairies.
Yeah. So this is a story. This is a true story. So I'm going to tell it now. Is that cool? Is this good? Just a couple
Absolutely.
minutes?
It's your
Okay,
hour.
It's your show, yeah.
Okay, it's my show. Well, I'm on your show, but okay, thank you. So I, when I was little, so I came from a really messed up, difficult upbringing. I don't know if anyone had that. So maybe some of you did too.
No, we're totally sane 2-parent households, 2.5 kids and 1.5 dogs. Everybody's
and the
fine.
white picket fence and the white
Yeah,
picket
sure,
fence.
absolutely.
And
No
did
fighting ever.
and your mom made you chocolate chip cookies. The mom made you chocolate chip cookies and you came
Sure.
home.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, lucky you. But anyway, so just kidding. I know. So anyway, there was always like a lot of screaming and yelling in my house. Like, and I think, and so like things breaking, and it was very difficult. And so I spent a lot of time outside, and I think this is when I started getting into nature, like in general. And so I'd walk around the house, like constantly, like talk. And so we had phlox flowers. Does anybody know? Type it in if you know what phlox flowers. Or any of you 3 know what phlox are?
Yeah.
They're pretty. They're really pretty.
Yeah,
They're like,
aren't they, Nancy? Aren't they like so? Aren't they so like magical and enchanting? Right? They're really they're kind of. They're a ground cover, and they come in different colors. And we had all these phlox in front of our house. And so I used to stick my head in the flowers and just kind of lose myself, try to tune out the drama. And so one day a fairy came out, and they asked me, they said, "Do you believe in magic?" It's true. That's what they said.
Aww.
I know, right? I was little. I was like 5. What do you think I said?
Hells yeah.
So Mandy says, "Hells yeah." I was a real. Type it in. Let's hear 1 or 2 too. Typing it in. Regis and Nancy, what do you think I said?
Yes.
Are these poppies?
No, they're flax. They're flax. They're flax. So I have something over here I'm going to show you. So let's have someone type in. What do you think? Terry, are you still watching, Terry? What do you think I said? The herbal person. Did I say yes? What?
Yeah, I was going to say Penny and Anna and who else was watching? Yeah, I don't know. Garrett Gregory, who's all watching? Josh, what do y'all think?
Someone type it in. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think she said?
You said you know not you believe. What does that mean? I think
she said you know not you believe.
Nope. Okay. So Penny, I don't know if Penny is right. So I said, no, I don't know, Penny. Have you heard this story? I doubt you heard the story because I don't tell the story very often, but I said no. And the fairy said, how could you not believe in magic when it's everywhere? And then they gave me this bag. Okay, so if you were here, I would hand you all this bag, and maybe at Starwood I will. But I'm just going to show you since you're not here. You can see it's empty, right? There's absolutely nothing in the bag. And so the fairy said to me, gosh, you humans. And I'm like, well, what's this empty? There's nothing in it. And then they waved their hand over this empty bag, and they said the fairy special words, Booma, Jima, Juma, and they snapped their finger. And just like that, right in front of me, the fairy reached inside of the bag and they pulled out a crystal box full of flowers.
Get out of here.
What?
Yep. Crystal
You just
box.
did that. You just made magic just now.
I did.
How'd that? No way. That's a magic bag.
It's a freaking regular stupid paper bag. Well, it's not stupid.
Did you get that bag on Diagon Alley? Did you go to Diagon Alley and buy that bag?
Oh, please. We talked about our Star Trek nerdery. You want to start going down the Harry Potter nerdery? Because I can go super deep into Harry Potter nerdery.
I can go there too.
So your bag of holding.
I freaking wish. I am trying to go, actually, to Hogwarts. But no, well, it was the fairy. This is the bag that the fairy gave me.
The same bag?
What?
It's the same bag?
Yes.
Whoa.
Listen to the story. It's amazing. This is a true story. And if you're watching virtually, like just to kind of get more involved, because these three are here, right? And so you can go like this. This is Zoom applause, right? We've been doing this during Zoom. You go like this.
Oh, nice.
So if you're at home, yeah, we can feel you, right? We can see, we can feel you, we can see you. So yeah, so this is a regular bag. That's what they did. They did it with their belief. And then the fairy left this bag with me to see if I could get anything out, right? And I couldn't. And I tried, and I was getting really angry. And I'm sure some of you know now that anger can be very magical. We can use our anger. I don't know, do you ever have those workshops at Starwood? I don't know, channeling your feelings, is it so important? But at that point, I couldn't. And they left the bag with me for one lunar cycle and came back and asked me and said, do you believe in magic? What do you think I said?
That's an old bag.
What do you think I said? Do you think I said yes or no when the fairy came back and asked me a month later?
I hope you said
a month
yes.
later, yes. Still no.
I still said no because I couldn't do it. I wasn't able to pull anything out. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. My life sucks. Everybody's screaming. So it's like, I couldn't do it. And that's when they taught me their fairy motto. And do you want to learn the fairy motto, Regis, Nancy, and Mandy?
I'm going to type it in the chat. What's the fairy motto?
Always wanted to know the fairy motto.
If you're at home, I want you to do the fairy motto. So everybody now put one finger on your nose. I know Mandy's going to type, so she can't. But one finger on your nose and the other finger on your belly button. Okay. And now repeat after me. In life.
In life.
Yeah. So this is the fairy motto. So one finger, one on your belly button, and say, in life.
In life.
You must look deeper.
You must look deeper.
For the deeper you look, the more magic you will find.
The more magic you'll find.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody say the fairy motto. I think she might have typed it in. And so put one finger on your nose, and then I look deep. So deep. Deeper than I'd ever looked before, right?
Yep.
Just beyond what the ordinary into the extraordinary, because that's what we have to do. And I feel like when I thought about, sharing this, I thought about Starwood, and I think that's what kind of Starwood does. Like, it kind of elevates the mundane, it kind of makes it more sparkly and alive. And so I looked so deep. I said the fairy special words. I waved my hands and I said, Uma, Jima, Juma, and I snapped my finger. And just like that, I reached inside of the empty bag and I pulled out another crystal flower.
I do not believe that. Look at that. Can I take my finger off my nose?
You can put it up your nose. No, just kidding. Take it off your nose. Now, this is the way you were talking about interactive. I believe that we could still do magic interactive. So I'm going to ask all of you watching now, do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Yell it out. Do you believe in magic?
I believe in magic.
Okay. I don't know.
Do you think? I know, Regis. So now I want everyone now to wave your hands over the empty bag, and you can see it's still empty. Wave your hands, everybody wave your hands. And if you're at home, we can still feel you. We can still have a relationship, even if you're in some other state. Yay, Terry. Terry says yes. Do you all think that you could pull a crystal box out of here? Do you three think you can?
I think with enough practice and enough belief, yes, I think I can.
So
I know I can. I can pull it out of there.
Everybody wave your hand over the empty bag. Wave. I'm trying to get it like centered.
Still waving.
And as you can see, it's still empty, right? There's nothing special. There's nobody here on the side, right? There's no way. So let's see now. Everybody now wave your hands and say the fairy special words.
What were they? In
Uma,
life.
you could just say Uma, Jima, Jima. I'm trying to figure out how to get this like so. There you go.
Uma, Jima, Jima.
Uma Guma.
Right there. It's empty. Ready? And snap your fingers. And let's see, did you do it? And I'm now going to reach inside. You did it! Give yourselves a round of applause!
Yay! We did it!
Awesome. That's really awesome.
Really like that? Awesome. I'm glad.
I do.
Right?
I do indeed.
And so all the magic we're going to do are, like expressions. And I like to tell stories, like to empower us. Oh, so fairies. So just quickly, I forgot about fairies for decades and decades and decades and decades, because that's what happens. And then when I was in my 30s and I was getting into, more woo type stuff, I remembered that my invisible friends, as my family used to call them, who I'd set places for, were actually fairies. And so I don't experience them that way anymore. I experience them different, but still I have a relationship, but it's not quite like that when I was a kid, right? It is easier for kids, I think.
For sure.
Wow, that was cool.
Did you like that?
I did
like that. And I like that. I think you hit it right on the money. When you're kids, you believe in fairies, you believe in knights in shining armor, you believe in all of that fantastical stuff. And then as you get older, maybe you get beat up a little bit in the 20s and your 30s, and you want to come back to that the older you get. I think that's what I want to do. I want to come back to that stuff that I felt and believed in when I was younger.
And what do you do? What do you do to harness that, to try to become more connected to that?
I learn more every day because I forget to connect every day. I really do. I really forget to connect every day. And I try to meditate, and I try to go to some kind of weird spiritual website and get a couple of things off that, right? I don't do an established practice.
I think that's okay. I think it's okay too. And but for me, Starwood every year is like a recharge, because you get it all in one place. You get hundreds of workshops and hundreds of, well, not hundreds, but dozens of musical acts that are sharing their spirit with us, right? Like all in one place, all unique, with no outside influences on the grounds. And to me, that's my recharge per year. That is my new year, right? Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
And then I like what you said, and it's also like I was thinking, even for people, whether they're introverts and extroverts, like I feel like it could feed you because there's so many other things. Like there's dancing and all my fire circles. And
Yep.
I'll never forget the labyrinth from my very first Starwood, which was like candles and harp players. And it was under like the full moon. And I mean, there's all, and then how about the fairy,
Fairy garden.
What's it called? The fairy. Yeah, it's fairy.
It's crazy.
Fairy shrine. That's the word. Yeah. So there's all like those little trinkets of things that aren't even the workshops themselves,
Yeah, and people bring like everybody,
cool.
like even stuff we don't plan, even stuff like the organizers didn't plan, like the participants. It's like, they'll show up with their own special, whatever they have to contribute to the overarching magic, and it, could be as simple as like enough fizzy waters to share around with the people that visit them in the camp. I mean, when it's 90 degrees out, that's a little slice of magic, just whatever it is that people bring, So
I think that the other thing that's impossible to get away from at this particular festival is no matter what state you come in terms of your emotional state, and no matter what personality state you have, introvert, extrovert, you can't hide from the community, right? You can't not be involved with the community in some way throughout the week where you don't walk away changed in some way. And I think that for those of us that have been doing this every year for year after year after year after year, it's a different experience every year, right? But that is the impetus for the change for the year for us, for a lot of us. Does that make sense?
Of course. Does that make sense?
Sometimes it doesn't, because in my head it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it's like we're a group of people that works harder for our vacation than I think a lot of us work harder for. Like we meet every year, and like our presenters and our entertainers, and that's a lot of us. Like we are some of our own entertainers. I'm performing.
Absolutely.
We know we're all performers, we're all entertainers, and our guests that we bring in, like Erica, she makes a new thing every year. That's magic. Magic is work and hard work, and then we get to share it with each other.
Do you think it's because people like us think that like fun is related to growth and transformation and healing? Like, do you think, I mean, I know that Starwood has just the contingent of fun, like, and play, but then there's also like growth and transformation and all that stuff. Do you think that part of why, Mandy, you talk about and read just what you said, and Mandy, about working so hard is because it's also about, and then Nancy said earlier that it's like growth and transformation. Do you think that's why you work so hard? Because it's also like about changing? I don't know. I'm just.
Well, yeah,
I think so. I think so. Go ahead, Mandy.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, what pulled me to this group, to the people who planned the Starwood Festival, now we're known as the Rosen Comet Project, to remember who helped start Starwood, which was one of our founders, Jeff Rosen
Comet.
Yeah. Jeff Rosen Comet.
Jeff Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Jeff Rosenbaum, and to pay homage to him, because he dances around the fire with the ancestors now. But the original name was the Association for Consciousness Exploration. So it was like this group of weirdos from Ohio mostly that were like getting together and actively manifesting however they could, mostly through spreadsheets and electronic wires, like this massive exploration, consciousness expansion and transformation, and just, yeah. I just want to address something here, something in the YouTube comments. Joshua said he shares knowledge freely, no charge. And I just want to make it clear that whatever we charge for Starwood just helps it happen. Nobody in the we're all volunteers. Like, we're not getting paid. There's nobody in Rosen Comet that's getting paid. We give our presenters and our artists, enough money so that they can make it to the festival, but nobody is getting rich. We're a nonprofit organization, and this is also a church for us. and churches, people give a lot of money to churches, to make it happen. Nobody's getting rich off of a bunch
People
of
give a lot of money to churches to make 20 more churches.
Yeah,
and we're not even doing that. I mean,
we're just trying to pay for people to come, and the porta potty bill. You cannot underestimate.
Oh my God.
The budget line item for the porta potties, and you want to pay those people. Those are not
Believe
the people
me.
you don't want to pay.
They are the most important people on a campsite. That is for sure.
Yeah, because going into
You
the
see
porta
the honey
potty,
truck coming?
All hail the turd burglar. All hail the turd burglar.
The turd burglar. Wow.
That's what we called them at Burning Man. That's why Burning Man they're terrible people. I love them dearly. But the turd burglars, that's what we call them.
I remember being at Burning Man a long time ago, and going into the toilets, and the poop was actually above the seat. Here was the seat. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get sick just thinking about it.
You
God bless.
You couldn't even pee or poop in it because it was the poop was here's the seat. It was above. That's how full it was. People were. Oh God.
Yeah, we
So
don't.
how do you do anything in that? What do you do?
Yeah, bring your own. You're
walk
self-sufficient. You're self-sufficient, Regis. You bring your own.
I did nothing in there.
You bring your own, Regis.
No,
you come prepared, Regis, like a person.
Dig
You
a
bring
hole,
your own.
bring a shovel.
You can't actually because it's an alkali salt flat. You
Oh.
can't. If it rains, it's just surfacing immediately. You have to bring. I bring a camper toilet now, and I pack it out.
Wow.
Brilliant.
So Starwood has the luxury of clean porta johns.
It's true. We're proud of it.
And we won't let them go down to just one visit a day. No. They have to come multiple times a day.
I think that's actually why Nancy is president of the board right now. Is because I remember. I don't want to go into detail.
Say no stories.
There's a reason Nancy's in charge, and it's clean.
Really? Was that her? I love that we're talking about
It's important.
the area.
Burning Man is 90,000 people. If we had 90,000, it would be another issue. But Nancy doesn't take any guff. Nancy takes no guff.
Nancy is, without a doubt, the hardest working person in this organization.
It's
and
true.
that is no disrespect to anybody else. There's other extremely hardworking people. But there's really only a handful of people that can spend 24 hours a day doing this, and Nancy's one of them.
While getting her master's degree, or as
Correct.
a doctorate? You're getting your master's right now in nonprofit management.
Bachelors.
Bachelor's. Well, whatever. I didn't graduate. It's more than I have.
You're a master at a bachelor.
Yeah, I am.
Yay.
This semester.
Hey, I'm going to show Erica's book. I want to show her a picture of her book. Can we do
New
that?
book? Is this a new book?
No, it's an older book.
The Empath?
I actually am I'm co-writing a new book about women in magic, which I'm really excited about, but it won't be ready for years. It's going to be epic. This new book I'm working on, but yeah, this is the older book.
I haven't read it. It's new to me. I haven't read it yet.
New to you. It takes you through the phases of how to discover your magic within, and it's completely interactive. It's kind of a workbook. It has exercises and divinations and it's kind of done like a ritual and a show. There's the intermission and the show, and then there's an altar for each. It's the empath. It's imagine, embody, embrace. So it's a play on the word M, which the etymology and the history of that letter is really potent. So I really like the letter M. So it's the empath. Journey to the magic within.
What was the M in the palm thing? Because I do have an M in mine.
It's made from the 3 major lines and the fate line. And do you have it? Do you have the M for magician or witch, depending how you want to?
I don't know if you can
we show us your hand?
I think
so I'll have that book. I think last time I was able to bring some and sell them, so I'll have them there if you want to pick up a copy.
I do. I want to get a signed
copy.
copy.
If you show us your hand big, Mandy, I can
yeah, I could do that. Okay, let me.
I can't see it in a little square.
I gotta do something here.
Hi, Nancy. Now we can see Nancy's picture.
So this is.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Yep. You see,
Yeah.
because your lifeline is really connected so much to your headline, so it's really like a really good M over there. Did that make any sense to you? You probably don't know which line I'm looking at. I can show you.
I mean, I can see like
Lifeline is
this
that one, right?
line.
Yes, that's the lifeline.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you
there's
have there's the headline. Yeah, and then you have a fate line, which is longer, but it's creating that little line between like the loops of the M, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the fate line?
The fate line.
Is this the fate line?
The fate line can start at the base of the palm and go up, but it's very rare to have a really strong fate line. Like mine feathers, like some people start here. Not everybody even has it. You have like a little one in the middle you can see going up. I know it's so hard to see on the camera.
Yeah.
I have pictures of
outline it. I can
in the
outline
workshop.
it with a pen.
In the workshop, I'll give out just one handout because I really like handouts. I love like homework and things. So I'll give out a handout with the hand and the major aspects of the hand to look at and stuff. Are you actually writing on your hand?
Oh, well, I'm outlining it so you can kind of see.
And you can look it up online too because someone suggested that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that's your fate line. So that's the bottom, and there's the so your fate line.
Is the fate line right here. This
yeah,
one?
and it goes all the way up. You actually no. That was your lifeline.
The middle one.
Yeah, you didn't outline the middle of the fate line. The bottom of the fate line is starting at the bottom of your palm, and then it's connecting to your lifeline.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it. It's
but you didn't color it all. You didn't color it all in. Are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm a righty.
Okay. Do you have it on your other hand too?
I have it on my left hand right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my left hand.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at my right hand. This is the right.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that, but
that was my question. Is there a difference between the right and the left? Because both my hands look completely different, right and left.
Yeah, so there's different theories, and I mean, obviously, this fellow Joshua has his. It looks like he studied like certain. I forgot what he said. Maybe it was Hindu or Hindi, or I think he said Hindu. I think he said Indian. But so the traditional belief in palm reading is that your non-dominant hand, which for most people is the left, but not everybody, is the potential you go into the world with, and your dominant hand is what you're manifesting in the world. So Regis, like. As we know, some people, they don't have much, they don't think they're going to succeed, right? And they accomplish amazing things. And other people like have great potential, but don't accomplish, you know what? Life isn't about accomplishing. That's really capitalistic in thinking. So I'm trying. Yeah, it's not our culture. It's very, very, it's really being present and not caring about money and success is very anti-capitalistic. So I think it's a good thing. And so anyway, but let's just say potential in whatever you think is important. And if you're ambidextrous, it's something totally different. So for me, what that would tell me, Regis, about yourself is that if they're really different, like if you look at kids, kids generally have more similar hands because we don't know what they're manifesting. And your dominant hand is going to change all throughout your life. So if you get a new job, a death, a breakup, someone you love dies, an illness, a move, that will keep changing, right? I've seen studies of hands changing. And so like you can get a new line or the mound, he brought up the mounds can change. So you obviously came into this world with some sort of story, and you kind of got away from that story. Do you know what I mean? Like the direction you were moving,
Sure.
You were going down maybe a dark path and you kind of made it more towards the light or vice versa. You came into the world.
You hit the nail on the head. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some addiction or something like that, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. That was exactly it. I'd be dead by now.
Good. It's very good that you changed the path. Who would be doing the sound at Starwood? God, they'd be screwed.
I shudder to think.
Larry.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna smile. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna smile.
I don't know who that is, Larry.
Regis has done impossible things. I remember he helped me. He and James Barnes helped me. Mike, I brought a guy from Zambia to play with me in the Puffer Dome, and he brought handmade marimba that he made himself out of wood and gourds. and
Wow.
only played in the key of G. And I mean, like, Regis was like, yeah, no problem, Mike here, sounds great, you know, and we're in the Puffer Dome, and it's like, it sounded perfect. I was like, this, if I was going to bring this guy anywhere, I brought him to the right place.
Well, of all the things you remember, thank you for remembering that.
Yeah, Regis and I didn't have a lot of luck last year, 2 years ago. Do you remember with our technology on the main stage?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened.
We don't need to
Something happened.
No, rehash it all.
No, there's always something every year. I mean, there are spirits that work against us at Starwood. There's bees and hornets that work against us at Starwood.
Yeah, it was Mercury retrograde in 2019 at Starwood.
Right.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall.
Yeah, there's forces that work against technology when you're in the middle of nature and, you know, miles from nowhere. So you try to bring enough stuff to make it work and then have a plan B, C, and D.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, it's funny to bring it up. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up.
But that's quite all right. We're gonna make you happy this year.
Yeah. I'm going for ease.
We must have made her
Well,
happy
even
enough.
better.
She's coming back. I mean, like, we couldn't have made her that unhappy.
Oh,
I
God,
mean,
no.
That's right.
I feel like when you have challenges and things come up, and I feel like it just deepens your love and relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think problems and things where things are like this, it doesn't necessarily make a bad situation. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. I was trying to explain that concept to somebody last week, and unfortunately, I was attempting to attach that concept to a political situation that's very painful right now in the world, and it's causing a lot of pain to a lot of people on both sides, and that didn't work out so well. You know, trying to keep the hippie peace love concept of conflict resolution and spiritual triumph wasn't working in that conversation, so it's unfortunate.
There's a reason people chant "no justice, no peace." It's hard to be peaceful.
Well,
when
there absolutely is. There absolutely is. And I had that discussion earlier today, a different type of discussion, but it still cannot. For me, I can't let it shake my core belief of there's a solution we haven't found yet, and that solution is in positive light, in love, in triumph over your own demons, getting rid of the complete separation of everybody. As long as we separate people into groups, and as long as we put people in boxes and assign economic statuses to them and religious statuses to them, we're never going to find a way of 100% agreement, of 100% conflict-free society. And until we can look at each other with 100% acceptance of what that other person is dealing with and not throw rocks at them, we're not going to have a solution. And that means everybody. That doesn't mean just the protesters. That means everybody. That means the idiots in office. That means the idiots that are, you know, at the top of their whatever respective churches are. It can't be done by yourself.
I believe that too, and that's why I fight for justice, and I think that's why Erica fights for, you know, the activism that she's involved in. So
Sure.
I mean, I believe there is a path to light, and I believe that it includes a path of justice.
And that's it. It has to be a path to light. If it's a path to light, then people aren't getting hurt. People aren't dying, right? We're exposing truths.
Lately, I've been thinking, like, you know, the goal, right? Like, I mean, obviously, we want, you know, rights for people of color. Like, there's all these different things that we want. And all of that is the path to get to the goal, which is compassion. right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's not as if
Yes.
like that one thing is the goal. Like we want compassion for all people, all beings, all creatures. And it's like, and to ideally save us and the planet, right? I guess, you know, and so, but so being compassionate, that is so important because that's part of the goal.
Correct.
Right? That's what you're saying. It's like,
It is.
But I
But
appreciate
you know
what you're
what?
saying.
The demon in here, in each one of us, inside our soul, inside our body, has to be dealt with first. If I can't deal with my demons, or at the very least, expose those demons and have a realistic conversation with others about them, then I can't stand up and help you. I can't stand up and bring the light to you until I expose the light in me. Does that make sense?
It does, but you can't be perfect. I think it's important to do both. Because if we wait until we're fully healed, don't you think it's both?
Yes, I believe it's a symbiosis. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to have 100% commitment to both sides. If I've got 10% commitment and use my ego to believe that I am always 100% correct, then I'm not going to get anywhere trying to help you. I have to have 100% commitment in exposing the light inside myself and the demons, and have 100% commitment to exposing the light to you, right? Or to whatever
this is
whatever
a deep conversation.
Ailment.
This is so
it is.
deep.
It got a little deep. Sorry about that.
No, I'm excited.
Let's go back to magic bags.
Well, I'm just excited that we're all going to be at Starwood in person together, and we can have these conversations, you know, in person. So
sure,
you know, I just think it's getting to be. We've been running for about an hour and a half now, and I'm really grateful to all the people that are watching. You know, I'm really grateful to everybody who tuned in and who commented. I'm thankful Terry's been watching this whole time, and then you've got Joshua. Joshua's been watching from Colorado, and we had Anna on earlier, and Penny was on earlier, and I heard this Americans Against Theocratic Fascism. We're tuning in, so I mean, just to everybody that watched, thank you so much for sharing this space with us. Well, they're in the comments. Send them a friend request.
Send them a friend request.
Gregory was watching, so thank you all so much for watching. And you know, if you want to learn more, come to the Starwood Festival in person or virtually, and follow Erica on all of her socials. I put them all in the chat. Buy her book, visit her website, and go look for some fairies. Do we have any other final words from you, Miss Erica, or Princess Petal?
Do you want to go first, Nancy, if you have final words, or do you want me to go?
You go first.
Okay, so I want to thank you, Mandy, for doing this, and Nancy organizing, and Regis, it's so good to see you. I look forward to seeing you this summer. And I'm actually my final words are gonna be a magic story, and this is my favorite story. And I hope that, and I feel like it's so funny, Regis, you came on and you took it down this other path, this conversation, which I'm sure like Mandy said, is a deep conversation that we could probably talk about. Probably more triggering for people, but I mean, I love this conversation. So I'm just going to share a magic story, which I feel like kind of encompasses everything that we've talked about, and also Starwood. And so I'm going to tell a story with this string here. And this is one of my favorite stories. I will probably share the story at Starwood. I'll wait till Mandy. I'll probably share it at Starwood because it really is one of my favorite stories. And maybe I'll kind of tweak it about what we're talking about. And it's about life, really. And it's about us as individuals and also us as a collective, because I feel like that's kind of what you were talking about, Regis. And we all come into this life completely whole, right? You can see the string, completely connected to our magic, to justice, to compassion, to magic, to innocence, to fairies. And as we get older, we have lots and lots of experiences, and some of them are just amazing, but some of them maybe aren't so wonderful. Perhaps we had childhood trauma, right? Which is still affecting our behaviors and habits. Maybe we have a dream or something we've tried to make come true, and we're constantly met with pain, with rejection, with failure. Perhaps we had the untimely death of someone we loved. or it is rare to love, right, and not know the pain of heartbreak. And on and on and on, right? We have all these experiences which tell us that magic isn't real. And after a while, no longer do we feel whole, but we feel that we are made up of pieces, of these broken pieces, whether it's internally or as a collective, right? Well, I am here to tell you that this brokenness, these pieces that you believe, that we believe make us who we are, they're nothing, really nothing compared to the magic, right? That's in every single one of us. We all come into this world completely whole, completely connected to magic, right? And no matter what happens to us in our lives, no matter what trauma or woundings we perceive, whether it's internal or external, every single one of us, we can never be broken. This magic is coming back. And I am here to tell you that you are totally magical. And I really hope I see you at Starwood and I could share with you one of my favorite pieces of magic. Thank you so much. Love to you. We can do it. Peace, justice, fairies.
Yeah.
Screenshot that. That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
Peace, justice, and fairies. That should be your t-shirt.
Right. That's t-shirt worthy right there.
I never even said that. Peace, justice, and fairies. I don't know why. It kind of summed up the conversation.
It sure does.
Peace, fairies, magic, love.
Well, thank you so much. Nancy, did you have anything you wanted to say before we sign off?
I just wanted to remind people to keep checking our Facebook pages and our website for updates. As closer we get to the festival, the more updates we'll have. There'll be a lot more ads coming out over the next few weeks, talking about our workshops and performances. So.
Yay! Yay! And everybody check out Erica's book, The Empath, Journey to the Magic Within. And we love you all very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day. Have a wonderful
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.